What are poltergeists? If you weren't aware of classic horror movies, there was a retro film that once rivaled The Exorcist. The name of this movie was simply titled Poltergeists, which captured the imagination of many viewers worldwide. What is troubling though is that despite this film's success, there were some major drawbacks in the outcome, as apparently, much like The Exorcist film, the cast and crew were impacted during filming and some time after. It's not clear whether or not this was due to paranormal activity. But, it's been said that filming had taken place over sacred ground, causing a theory that this may have had a hand in what took place. Famous and unfortunate stories anyone can look up online, as it is as bizarre as can be. However, this is about the more lesser-known stories that involve the possible existence of poltergeist activity. Stories that are based on real-life experiences that even inspired the original movie, as theories suggest that this paranormal activity are unique in that it can involve ghost activity or an entity created by the bad energies between people, as if something from the other side grasps to the bad energy between the living and takes a mindless form that lashes out. There are plenty of stories out there that involve such activity, even though it will never be discovered at its core of what was a contributor. But let's begin with the first story, which is an original of this era, which is labeled a Thornton Heath poltergeist in the 1970s. After a family was apparently tormented by this phenomena, with incidents such as radios turning on and awakening people in the home, which tuned into foreign stations outside of England, and was the starting point of events that would span 4 years. As the basic tropes of furniture being moved in the home and things being tossed across the home took place. The fiercest moment being when a holiday tree was shaken on its own in aggressive fashion. Other basic phenomena also happened, such as hearing footsteps, lights turning on, and slamming of doors. However, what tops that is an encounter with one of the kids who saw an aggressively staring old man dressed in an old-fashioned dress. The family tried to bring in outside help in order to rid themselves of what was taking place in the home. Unfortunately, all efforts were futile, as paranormal activity continued on without a hitch. But they were informed about a theory on who could be behind such strange events, as it was said that the home itself could be possibly haunted by an old farmer named Chatterton, who considered the family to be intruders of his home. Apparently, it's been said that no following incidents occurred once that specific family moved away from the home. The second is the Enfield poltergeist case of 1977, which was also in England, as a single mother with 2 kids encountered paranormal activity in the home as well, starting with beds shaking, jolting up and down in the children's room until the mother entered, followed by banging on the walls and drawers being pulled from cabinets. Random puddles of water were even found, along with fires that threatened the household. The mother eventually removed the family from the home in hopes of the neighbors helping them find out what was wrong. So, they scanned the area only to come up empty-handed, but overheard the banging on the walls whilst inside. Concerned, they called in the authorities in order to do a thorough search, only to witness chairs being slid by themselves across the room, which later was confirmed in a report of what was witnessed in the home. Following this encounter, there were several other witnesses who claimed to watch objects flung across the room, which was hot at the touch when picked up. So, someone was brought in to evaluate the experience in order to help identify the problem. After witnessing these occurrences during a nightly stay, the culprit revealed themselves through the possession of the parent, who revealed themselves to be a spirit named Bill, a previous owner of the home that was now being haunted by his spirit. With this evidence, they decided to document the happenings in the home, which later was released to the public as simply "This house is haunted." It was later reported that the paranormal activity ceased when the mother was taken to the hospital due to mental anguish, which is possible since it's been said that spirits can attach themselves to people, Now, the final, most real poltergeist incident is called the Danny Poltergeist case. A story based on reports of haunted furniture back in 1998. It was a cursed antique bed located in the home of a person named Al Cobb of Savannah, who purchased the item at auction, which was reported to be created back in the 1800s. Unfortunately, the purchase was for Al's son, who eventually began to report paranormal experiences when in the home, such as seeing an elbow print in the pillow and feeling feverish. Things such as photo frames of family members were flipped down on the table despite correction. When investigating what could be causing this, it was discovered that a spirit named Danny was attached to the cursed furniture, because it once belonged to Danny's mother, causing the spirit to be territorial. Despite this discovery, the family made the mistake of continuing on with life as if normal, only to anger the spirit further to the point of tossing things around the home in violent fashion, followed by the random writing of people's names on walls and floors. A parapsychologist was brought in to evaluate the situation even further, only to discover that despite the occurrences in the home, the actual spiritual attachment was not at fault for lashing out, as somehow the very wall that the bed was placed against in the home possessed an electromagnetic force that triggered the phenomena. Because the son possessed a psychic ability that no one was aware of, until the spiritual connection between the cursed object and the charged wall brought his hidden abilities to the surface.